Welcome everyone to our class. Today in our class we will discuss a new chapter, that is exogenetic process and resultant landforms. Okay, so let's start. First we will discuss about the introductions of this chapter. That natural surrounding in which we lived comprise different type of landform or topographical features. Some of these like the mountain, plateau, plains, rift valley, all are these landforms which are product of one of the geomorphic process. That act happened at the interior of the earth. That type of process is known as endogenetic process. And another one, valley, plains, waterfalls, cliff, beach, dunes, all these products are shaping or reshaping by the natural agent like river, glacier, wind, sea waves that shapes and reshape the existing landform on the earth's surface. That is a process. By this process is totally called exogenetic process or the exogenous geomorphic process. This happened above the earth's surface, but endogenetic process happened interior of the earth's surface. Okay, now the topic is that exogenetic process act upon the earth's surface in the following way. What are they? Like they work very slowly a deep down highland and deposit the eroded materials on the lower land areas in a slow process. Okay, and they produce a graded profile or the level surface. And the act through process like the weathering, erosions, mass wasting. By this process the external agent like sun, rain, wind, groundwater, glacier, running water, sea waves, these are take active part in the sculpturing the initial landform to produce newer landform features. Okay, by this process each and every landforms are shaped and reshaped. Okay, gradations, degradations and aggradations. What is gradations? The process which attempt to remove all the unevenness of the surface of the land and reduce them to almost level or even surface is called gradation. Okay, next one. And gradations happened into the two process. One is degradations, another one is aggradations. So what is degradations? Degradations means the process of the lowering of the surface of the earth. Okay, and it happened into the three process. One is erosions, another one is transportations, and number 3, that is aggradations. And this all had happened with the help of the natural agent like sun, running water, river, glaciers, wind, sea waves, etc. Okay, now first we will know about the erosions. What is erosions? The erosions is the process of wearing away of land surface by the external agent, and it is when there is a mechanical erosions of the rock and the chemical solvent of the rock section. This is the two type of the erosions we can see there. Next one is transportations. Transportations mean it is the process in which the eroded materials or the eroded out from the rock fragments that are carried by the agent from the one region to the another regions. Okay, and weathering is the process of the mechanical disintegrations and decays of rock of the earth crust by the weather element like the sun, rain, wind, humidity, frost, etc. and by the biological agent also like the plants and animals as well as the human beings. This is all the agent of the erosions and the transportations. Okay, weathering involved in the non-transported, that means if there is a weathering happened in any place, that eroded materials are deposited on that place where the weathering happening, or you can say it is in situ, okay, of the rock. Next one, denudations. What is that mean? Denudations mean it involved the process of weathering, erosions and transportations together. Okay, that means all the thing happening in one process. In this process is denudations. in the term derived from the Latin word denudere, that means to strip bare, to lay bare, that means totally naked. Okay, it therefore causes the casual removals of rock layer from the earth's surface and resulting the lowering of the land surface. Okay. Next one, aggradations. You know the aggradations means the depositions. It is the process by which the land surface is built by the depositions or the accumulations of the debris or the rock fragments. Okay, rock fragments, clay, alluvials, etc., which is derived from the transportations and the denudations process, and that materials deposited in one place and then they increase the land, or you can say increase the land, that is known as aggradations process. What is depositions? That means depositions of these materials is a lowland or the depressions result the leveling of the earth surface. Okay. Now we will learn about the works of the river, how the river work, how the river, due to the river there is a different kind of landform form. So first of all, among these the agents that take part in the sculpturing the earth surface, river is the most important or the powerful one, due to the this is happened due to the part of the water cycle or the hydrological cycle. You can see the picture here. You know, there is a thing that scientists believe that there is about the same amount of water present on the earth's surface today at when it is formed. That means the water is continuously being recycled between the land, atmosphere and the river, oceans and the living things. In this process, this is total process is called, many recycling process is called water cycle or hydrological cycle. And this happened by through process. Okay, this recycle happened by few process, like number one, evaporation, the process by which the river, lakes, oceans turned into water vapor by the heat energy from the sun. Okay, next one is transpirations. In this, it is occurred when the water vapor is released by animal. Transpirations, what is that means? The water vapor which is released from the animals and humans when they breathe by plant during photosynthesis. Okay, this is known as transpirations. Next one, the water vapor being lighted and then air rises up and coming in contact of the cooler atmosphere, upper atmosphere, then it condenses there. When it condenses there, it's make tiny droplet of water, and it form clouds. Okay, where the clouds become heavy, the water in the cloud fall as a precipitations. Like precipitations means rain, snowfall, silt, hail, like this. Okay. And when the precipitations happen due to the rainfall, some of the water that falls as a rain seep into the ground and become a part of groundwater. When they deposit into the ground, that is called groundwater. And you know that much of the precipitations that flow over the surface or the ground, that is known as runoff, and they join any rivers or any canals like this, or they flow back into the oceans. So river therefore play a very vital role in the hydrological cycle. They collect run from precipitations and move it back to the oceans from where the cycle initially started. Okay, through the process of evaporation. So this is the total hydrological cycle. At first, what we see the evaporations, next we see the transpirations, next we see the condensations happened, next the precipitations, then again the runoff happened due to the precipitations, and a few the groundwater deposit due to the precipitations, and this all is a hydrological cycle. Okay. Now we will learn one by one important features of the river. Like number one, that is the river basin. What is that? You know, a river basin is an area of the land drained by a river and its tributaries. Okay, a river basin sends all of the water falling into the central river and out of the oceans. River basins have the typical features. You can see the picture here that from the mouth, from the starting, from the mouth, from the source to mouth, the full river with their tributaries, the total regions is called river basins. Okay, now next one is source. What is that? The river from where the river starting place of the river is called source. Okay, tributaries means smaller river which is flowing into the larger rivers. Okay, next one, watershed. Watershed means watershed or the water divider is a ridge of highland dividing two areas that are drained by different river system, that is from which the streams flow down the slope on the both sides to start their journey toward the oceans. Okay, next one, a confluences. A confluences means where a river join another river. That place is called a confluences. You can see each and every picture here. Okay, in the next page you can also see the picture, another picture you can see there. Mouth, what is that? Where a river meet a lake or a oceans or a river, that place is called mouth. Okay, the river basin in the source region, in the mountain or the plateau regions, its total region is known as catchment area or catchment basin. Next one, interfluve. What is that? Interfluve, that means it is the regions of higher land between the two rivers that are in the same drainage system, that is between the two tributaries of the same main river, like Ganga, Yamuna, Doab is an example of interfluve. Okay, next, course of the river. What is that? The route that a river follow from its source to the mouth, its total region is called its course. Like as an example, I can say that Ganga river have three courses. From its starting, from its source, like Gangotri glacier, Gomukh ice cave in Gangotri glacier, this is the source, to the mouth, that is Bay of Bengal. It follows three courses: upper course, middle course and lower course. Okay, understood? Next one, work of river. How the river work, you can see there is a three different kind of process, erosional and depositional process the river follow. By that they make different kind of landform in different courses. Like the work of river can be divided into the three types. Number one, erosions. Number two, transportations. And number three, depositions. So here, number one, this work depend, is erosional, transport, depositions. This all work depends on few things. Like number one, the energy of the river, the amount of the energy of the energy, the amount of energy or power of the river. The energy of the river, again you can see, depends on the factor like the volume of water, like the velocity. This energy is used in erosions, the river beds, and transportations or of eroded debris and their depositions. Okay, first of all, we know about erosion. What is that? The work of river by which the rivers where away is its beds or banks of its channel is called erosions. Okay, and there is a four kind of method of follow here for erosions. Like number one, that is corrosions process. Corrosions in the actions in which river bed and side of its channels wear away. And corrosions is two types. One is vertical corrosions, another one is lateral corrosions. What is vertical corrosions? Vertical corrosions means the process of downcutting when a river eroded downward or deep in the valley. It is known as vertical corrosions. Then what is lateral corrosions? Lateral corrosions means this is the process of side cutting when the river eroded the side and within the valley. Okay, one is the you can say the deepen, that is, or the you can see the down cutting, that is known as vertical erosions. When there is a side cutting, that is called lateral erosions. Okay, lateral erosions. So these are the two type of corrosions process. Next one we will see that corrosions, another corrosions, but you can see this different spelling is there. So corrosion, that is means solutions. It is the actions by which the river dissolve the soluble rocks of the river bed or banks or the channel walls. The actions of the river is predominant notice on the limestone regions. Okay. Next one is hydraulic actions. It is the actions of the mechanical loosings of rocks from channel walls or the river beds. The river waters splash with the great force into the rocks. When as example I can say, when there is a waterfalls of any regions, you can see the water flash deep down into the when there is a crack is there in between the rocks, and that time they eroded due to the force of the water, that rock eroded. Okay, and they make different kind of landform. This is actually known as hydraulic actions. Okay, next one it is the actions by which the load of the river, like boulder, pebbles, stones, collide into each other. This is collide into each other and break into the small pieces. See the picture of accretions. Okay, this is called accretions. Next one, this is all the process of erosionals. Now we will next topic, that is the transportations. The work by which the rivers carries away all the eroded material from one place to another place, that is called transportations. The materials that the river transported are called its loads of the river. There is the fourth method by which the river transported, like number one, solutions. I already told you what is the solutions mean. The materials like salt that is easily dissolved in water. So the river carried all that materials with it. That is solutions. The another one is suspension. Suspensions means sand, silt, mud carried in a suspension as a river flow. Majority of the river loads is a very high. Next one is saltations. Saltations means by this method the larger loads jump up and then hit the beds or the side of the channel, and repeat this process to proceed further. This is the saltations process. Next one is traction load. Tractions means what is that? The materials like rock, boulder, pebbles, stone, which is too heavy to float so that's why these are rolled down the riverbed in the riverbed as a traction load. Okay, the last one, depositions. The work by which the river drops or the deposit the transported materials on its bank or the bed is called depositions. Okay, it takes place where we can see the depositions process maximum happen. You know, it is happened where the volume of the river water decrease and load maximum eroded material increase. Slope of the land are not so steep, is very gentle, and presence of lake or depressions in its course, then you can see depositions happen in that regions. Okay, and the process of depositions is prominent in the middle and the lower of the river when it's flow to the plain land region. And some of these due to the depositions process, you can see different kind of landform of the river, like oxbow lake, like floodplain, natural leaves, delta are formed due to the depositional process. Okay, so what do we discuss? Like in the first, the erosional process happened in the where in the upper course, when there is a huge water force are there, water are there, no loads are there, in that time only erosions happen. In the middle course you can see the transportations mainly happen, the eroded materials transported from one region to another region, and in the lower score you can see the all the materials is deposited in a place where there is a water velocity is very decreases and increases the loads. In that time all that materials is deposited in one place. So this is called this is called the depositional process, and this time the river make different kind of landform. Okay, so this is for today's class. Thank you. In our next class we will discuss about the landform, erosional landform and depositional landform of river. Okay, I think you all of you understood. If there is any queries, please let me know, and please, if you like my video, like it and subscribe my channel. Thank you everyone.